Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of GOW, the Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 29-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief, aka the voice that get on moist with the people's choice. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, Kid Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes in the building. Bro, what's happening?
It's Monday Night Raw, man. Right now, man, we got a tag team turmoil match going on for the new number one contenders for the WWE Raw Tag Team Champion or Undisputed Championships, as we should say. But I'm sure they're going to split up the championships once they get an opportunity because people need something to fight for. It's been long enough. The Usos have the longest reign, holding both championships. So it is what it is. You had your fun. Now it's time for other teams to come up. So other than that, we got the most dangerous man in the world right now, man. Dominic Mysterio in the match wrecking damage. I can't even say that with a straight face. What up,
Oh my
Earl?
man, Earl, what's happening, man? Man, get your boy. The fact that whether we kayfabing or not, the fact that he said the world's most dangerous man and Dominic Mysterio,
Hey,
shame,
the man
shame,
did hard
shame,
time, man. He
shame,
did hard time. Hard time, man. This man went to
shame.
jail, man. He was in there with killers, man.
Hey, so okay, we gonna get to that because I like how the Miz called him out. But we gonna talk about that. Like not the Miz calling you out. Not okay, Mr. Mizanin from Parma, Ohio. That's not really in Cleveland, but okay. All right, but anywho, all right, man. So we started off tonight, man. We had Kevin Owens. He came out to the ring, and before we can even get a really good word in, we got JBL.
Mm.
He comes out. And he started talking this 1-2. And then, of course, the only man within the last 3 years to get a successful pinfall on Roman Reigns, Happy Corbin, Baron Corbin, he comes out. Kevin Owens challenges Corbin to a match. Bro, Owens ended up picking up the victory before the Bloodline snuck in and tried to give Kevin Owens a post-match beatdown, which they did. I felt like the match overall, man, it was pretty solid. I just hate the gimmick for Corbin. But other than that, I feel like, man, him and Kevin Owens had a pretty solid showing. Too Cold, what are your thoughts?
Um, Terrible. Didn't care for
Mm.
it. Um, the whole JBL and mentoring Baron Corbin and Corbin being a
Yeah,
wrestling
that
guy.
that part I'm
Like,
not really with.
I mean, they ain't really been doing nothing with it anyway. So it's not
Yeah,
like it has any interest into it. So I like Corbin, man, but I just want him to be taken more seriously.
yeah. He
Still a
don't need
joke, still a
JBL. I think
jobber.
that's the part that's killing me because you don't need JBL, bro.
No, he don't. And this just, I didn't care for this. This is just a segue to the Usos and Sokoa coming out and jumping Kevin Owens and just setting up that storyline. That's all that was. Which I was fine with that. That was cool, whatever. But yeah, I didn't really care for the match. And
Oh,
I felt
early.
like I felt like Kevin Owens when he was standing in the corner as JBL and Corbin was talking the whole entire time. Like
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I felt like, yeah, that's exactly what I feel like. Oh my God, like why am I listening to this?
Banging your head into the turnbuckle. Corbin
Hey
said,
man, spent 3 minutes saying absolutely nothing.
well, I guess Earl feeling the same way we feeling because he says Corbin is entering Dom territory in his mind.
Oh
Hey,
man, he's
hey,
past down territory.
I
It's
mean,
worse for Corbin. It's worse for Corbin because he's been around for a while and they still haven't done anything interesting with him outside of this. That's the
and,
problem. So it's kind of
and,
worse for him.
and my thing is, I feel like when okay, when they first did the Happy Corbin gimmick, and we ain't gonna spend too long on this, but when they first did the Happy Corbin gimmick, when he was down on this luck and he came back and he won the money, blah blah blah, and him and Madcap, okay, I feel like the gimmick for that time period, it was what it was. I feel like once him and Madcap, once they split up, all right, he took Corbin off TV for a minute. I feel like when he re-debuted with JBL, I'm like, bruh, first of all, I don't think you don't need JBL, but if you were gonna have JBL, bruh, at least get rid of this goofy ass gimmick. Like he's too good for this gimmick. Like he's not somebody that needs to prove himself. He's already proven, and he proved himself as the lone wolf. But anyway, Neither here nor there.
Well, he
That
still needs to prove himself, but right now, this is just where he's at.
yeah. All right, man. So we did that. We got a recap of Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss came out and she said she's the new face of evil and talking about how she didn't need Bray Wyatt, blah 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 blah. Then we had Uncle Howdy come out. That was
Mm.
that. Then we had Adam Pearce, man. Adam Pearce allegedly kicked out the Usos, but said he was keeping Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa ended up fighting Dolph Ziggler, uh, which we ended up getting that match later. We got Michi and Mia Yim versus Bailey. Decent match. Bailey ended up winning by pinfall, by cheating, and got the the roll up, whatever. But I
Of
want to
course.
ask you this because we talk we talk about Triple H, we talk about Vince, we talk about what's good, what's bad. One of the complaints people had was, of course, the call ups. One of the people who I know you weren't particularly fond of when she got let go the first time was Michin Miriam. I felt like this match again wasn't great, but it was decent. I felt like she's been better since she's come back this second go around. What are your thoughts, man, on the match as a whole and Mia Yim and Bailey and going forward?
She's had a few nice little spots, but nothing to get too crazy about.
Yeah.
The match was okay, but me and him still, there's still those moments, but not as much. But you can definitely see that there's some improvement.
All right, man. Then we get Candice LeRae. She's back on TV, man. She's back in the mix. She's talking about the Royal Rumble. But, before we can really get too deep into that, she gets interrupted by Rhea Ripley. And then we had LeRae challenging Ripley to a match. We would then fast forward after commercial break. We got U.S. champion Austin Theory. He comes out to the ring, talking about how
Mm.
he destroyed, Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins' old ass knees just couldn't, keep up with the task. We got Seth Rollins coming out on crutches. And then we get Seth Rollins saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My leg ain't all the way 100% yet, but it will be in time for the Royal Rumble. And then guess what? At the Royal Rumble, it's gonna be even better. It's a main event WrestleMania. And then after these
Mm.
two did they back and forth and they won twos and yada yada yada. Guess who we get come back from suspension? That boy Bobby Lashley.
Bobby
Bobby Lashley
Lashley, the Almighty.
the Almighty, baby, Almighty Bobby Lashley came out and he put them hands on that kid, the now, the forever, the champ, Austin Theory. So now you're going back and you playing on that whole Seth Rollins Lashley theory for the U.S. title thing, which again, it breeds a little bit of unpredictability. I mean, I don't think Theory's going to necessarily lose it per se, but I like the fact that you reinserted Lashley. You kind of gave this a whole nother layer, and it made sense. Tuco, man, what are your thoughts? Bobby Lashley back in the title picture. Does it mean anything, or is it just something to kind of add another layer onto Rollins versus Theory?
Oh, the only thing it means is Royal Rumble's coming up. That's all that is.
Yeah,
You need all your weapons for Royal Rumble. I'm not worried about the United States Championship picture. Um, right now, as far as looking at Bobby Lashley or Seth Rollins, I don't really, I ain't really that too hyped for it anyway. I mean, I'll watch it. It'd be good for Austin Theory, but that's about the only benefit to it. I'm not. The people he's going up against aren't people I care to see go after that title. I want to see him go after the bigger title. So um, that's my only gripe really about it. And with oh, well, there's a botch going on. But outside of that, I'm good with Bobby Lashley being back. I'm good with Seth Rollins being in the Rumble. I'm good with Theory being in the Rumble. It's going to be a nice little interesting Rumble. Will be interesting to see what surprise entries, what legends we get, or what you know, shocking entries we may get. But
yeah.
it's a Royal Rumble. That's all. Everybody's coming back for that.
All right, man. So then after that, we ended up getting what did we get? We got LeRae versus Ripley. Ripley ended up winning, and then we get MVP and that boy Bobby Lashley in the back.
Yeah.
MVP. We saw it last week. With MVP in the background and Cedric and Shelton Benjamin, and now this week we got MVP in the back in the locker room with Bobby Lashley trying to work his 1-2, and he said, "Hey, look, man, I messed up." And even more important, I got Cedric and Shelton to see that they messed up. And hey, look, if you're really trying to get back into the business of hurting people, my number ain't changed. And even though Bobby Lashley said, "Hey, man, look, I ain't punch your face," excuse me, I
I
didn't
didn't
punch
punch
his
her in the
face yet,
face.
but
Right.
he did shake his hand. And WWE, professional wrestling, we playing the seas. Too cold. Are you all for the reformation of the Hurt Business again?
I am, but I don't know if I want Shelton and Cedric in it again. Like
Mm,
I think I'm past them being in it, and kind of want
yeah,
to see a little a different but upgraded version of the Hurt Business.
I'm
Um,
telling you, Mello is money,
I
baby.
I like Mello and Trick. That would be cool, but
Yeah,
at the same time, um, I don't want to see Omos in it either. It's like I don't
yeah.
I don't want to see that either. So it's like right now I just uh, I mean I wouldn't mind the Hurt Business, but is it a little too late? I kind of want to see them at when they were at the height, as a faction to go up against the Bloodline. But right now, Bloodline's on its way.
Yeah.
It's on its way out the door. But I don't know. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see moving forward.
Speaking of interesting to see moving forward, you said earlier, the Royal Rumble is that time of year where we get surprising returns. One of the worst kept secrets in my mind, it seems like they're obviously plotting for a Cody Rhodes Royal Rumble return as we got yet another video package of the recovery process, this time of him getting the surgery and recovering and, talking about he didn't know if, he's ready to come back or if he can come
This
back.
boy Ford is crazy.
Bruh,
I'm
Ford,
sorry.
Ford,
This boy Ford is crazy.
and we got okay. I've never seen him hit a 450. All right, I like that. Okay, uh,
And
but
of course,
We got
there it
Cody
is.
Rhodes, man. Right now, with all this hype that they're putting behind Cody Rhodes, does he need to win this title at WrestleMania?
I mean, of course he does, but oh wow.
Keep,
Of course he
keep,
does,
no,
but
no, no,
honestly,
hold on.
I'm past all the promo and all that stuff with Cody. Just dude, just show up. Like that's where I'm at. I'm ready for Cody to show up. Don't keep running the same promo packages.
And that's
I
what
don't really care
everybody
about that.
online been saying too. It's like, all right, man, we get it, but damn, like, all right, either we gonna get him back or we not. It's like, bruh, I think everybody already knew what it was when he got hurt. When he got hurt, it's like, all right, well, clearly he ain't gonna make it back in time for Survivor Series. So the next best thing we all assumed was the Royal Rumble anyway.
I mean, yeah, but damn that boy Ford, man. That boy crazy, man. They just did that outside flip
Yeah, that
slow
flip
motion, man.
over mode.
Yeah, that shit just crazy. But of course, Rhea Ripley got to be well. Dom cheating. Look at that. They got it's gonna be Judgment Day versus the Usos. I ain't never gonna cheer for the Usos so hard in my life.
Bruh,
Damn.
oh my god, dude,
Oh man,
the greatest tag team by association.
man, man.
We got that boy Ford. We see the wheels turning in Ford's eyes right there.
Uh, but it better not be Dom in this tag team match.
Nah, 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 nah,
It better not be Dom in this tag team match.
nah, nah, not at all.
You want it? Better come. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a good tag team match. I think it'll be a good tag team match. I'm not gonna lie. Especially if it's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So I got a lot of confidence in it.
Hey,
As far as the match.
as long as we keep arm dragging Mysterio out the ring, man, it should be all right.
Right, because I mean, I can see the shenanigans trying to trying to get them the title, but not. She ain't, Sokoa gonna beat the hell out of Ripley, so that ain't gonna happen.
Right, right, right. And then, man, like we really didn't have much left. I mean, we had Sikoa versus Ziggler. Sikoa ended up picking up the victory. Ziggler got a little bit of offense in, but of course it's Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Nothing much to come out of that. And then we had the main event, man. We had the tag team turmoil match, which meant the winner of the tag team turmoil would be the number one contenders for the Usos. And as we just saw, man, it's going to be the Judgment Day. The only problem is which two of the three is going to be. We're all hoping it's Finn and Priest, but they're looking like maybe they're going to try to pretend like Dominic has a shot, which I hope he doesn't. But knowing WWE
No.
and this whole bad boy prison image, it might just be a Dominic Mysterio, which you know what's crazy? Nah, he ain't gonna pick up the win. I ain't even gonna sit there and put that out there. Anyway, too cold, man. That wraps up Monday Night Raw. Any thoughts for the people, man?
I mean, average show. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
Obviously, man, they're getting up for the Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks. Which we're gonna do our 1-2 live for the people. Um, but I'm okay with in the direction that where it's going right now. Nothing, like I say, we're seeing a lot of new faces. We got Bronson Reed. Reed. He's kind of not so much being a Miz follower, which is good. We don't want to see that from him. We want to see him being his own dude.
yeah,
Um, so that's cool. And Ripley still doing what she doing. Dom, serving his hard time with his tattoos coming out looking like a hard essay. Where his
hey, hey,
$500
man.
flannel.
Look, you put some respect on that man's name, okay, man? He had
Hey,
a
I
hard
did.
time.
I did. Hey, man, I said that man is the most dangerous man in the world right now.
Kid Shamrock.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Not a bad show. It was okay. But like
Yeah,
I said, you obviously we know what they're gearing up to, and that's fine. Um, I'm just interested. But as far as the Cody Rhodes stuff, man, I'm just tired of seeing the same packaging. Like, man, we've seen this package already. Like, can we get past this? Like, dude, show up. Like, even if you're not wrestling, which is fine, I don't expect you to wrestle. But if they're gonna, but obviously they're keeping his uh return for the Royal Rumble, which makes sense. But I just don't want to keep watching the same packaging over and over and over and over and over.
yeah, no, I mean exactly, dude. It's like, look, we know you coming back. We know you're doing it for your daddy. We know you're the American Nightmare. We know you came back after 6 long years and you didn't think you would be back, even though a few months before then you said you couldn't come back and somehow you made it back. But hey, it is what it is. I guess you got a story to tell. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this has been another episode of the GOW, the Generation Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the 29-year-old piece of gold. He is also your host, my brother from another mother, King Too Cold. And with that being said, man, we'll see you when we see you. Hey, one more thing. This
But
Wednesday, we on. It's on like a
uh,
pot of neck bone.
Wednesday, Dynamite, yeah. We got to get a Dynamite in, man. I don't think we got a Dynamite in 2000 and 2023 yet, man.
Yeah. Okay,
Which is
okay.
weird.
I ain't want to.
Uh,
I ain't want to tell the people without confirming. You know, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure.
no. We got to get that in. No, we got to get that in. We got to get that Dynamite in, man. No, we got
All
to
right,
get that in.
well,
We got to get that in.
Well, then I guess you heard it from the king himself, man. Hey, look, we coming back on the island of relevancy, man, on Wednesday with an AEW Dynamite review, and you know what that means. But until then, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.